Wetherspoons is killing the pubs.
It's the most affordable beer I've ever had in Wetherspoons. I think it's made for the people who want to have the pub experience but do not want to break the bank.
Wetherspoons kind of have this people wanting to spend as little as possible and still enjoy themselves. And then on the other side, you have people saying that Wetherspoons is killing the pubs.
It was crazy because their revenue is just showing £1.92 billion, up from 11% than in 2022.
Incredible. 2023, they had 814 pubs across the UK.
They can convert anything into a pub. Like, I think toilets have been converted into pub, railway stations have been converted into a pub.
Post office, and they tend to only be on a high street and they own the building.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Just Send It to Marketing, a podcast where we analyze a brand, a story, an AdWord. I am Prachi, I'm a luxury consultant, and I have Andre here with me, who is a marketing strategy consultant. And today, we are going to talk about Wetherspoons. So Andre, what's your first experience with Wetherspoons?
It was great. I paid, I can't remember, £2 for a pint, and I loved it. No, but honestly, Wetherspoons kind of have this, it divides the crowd, if you like. On one side, you have people wanting to spend as little as possible and still enjoy themselves. And then on the other side, I have people saying that Wetherspoons is killing the pubs. And I understand both sides, honestly. But I'm not going to lie, I do go to Wetherspoons sometimes. I used to live in Eltham, which is southeast London. And just a little curiosity, we had a Wetherspoons on the high street, and it was the smallest Wetherspoons in Britain.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, okay. It was super extra tiny. But, you know, I used to go there, grab a pint of a real ale or a guest ale for £1.50, £2.30, you know, just to try a different beer. And it's a different experience, I would say, you know. It has the Wetherspoon experience, as I tell my friends. Have you been?
I have been. I have been as well. For the first thing, I think it's the most affordable beer I've ever had. Like in Wetherspoons, I think it's made for the people who want to have the pub experience but do not want to break the bank. That kind of a brand. But I love that they have amazing variety of spirits and cocktails and you name it and it's there, and at a really, really good rate. But one thing I want to say, the food was okay. They have a huge menu for sure. They do have, because there are so many things on that menu. Mm-hmm. But I personally would prefer the drinks there rather than going for food, like having dinner or something.
When I was doing the check for this, in 2023, they had 814 pubs across the UK. So
814, 1-4?
Yeah, 814 across the UK. And at least in all Wetherspoons I've been, you have the same experience. So from the brand perspective, it's great.
True. I think it's the same everywhere.
Just going back to the numbers, right?
Yes.
When you have 814 pubs across the UK, the other incredible number is that the average pub sells around 48,000 meals and 180,000 drinks per week. So no wonder they have that billion revenue, right?
No wonder, Andre, because their net income, they say that their net income is £59.6 million, up 209% from financial year 2022.
Wow. Yeah.
209% increase.
And it was created in 1979, right?
Yes.
So it's a fairly recent company. You know,
it's not that old.
No, it's not. And it is awesome to have an affordable option, you know, and obviously that comes with a lower price tag, we did an episode on Brewdog, as you were here with me.
Yes.
With Brewdog, we're talking about more on the higher end of the price tag and the experience that comes with that. Where Wetherspoons, you look on the other side of the line, on affordable option, a completely competitive price strategy. Even when you compare, let's talk about Brewdog and Wetherspoons. You can have a pint of Punk IPA at a Wetherspoons pub for $3.50, and then you walk 2 meters to another pub or to a Brewdog pub, and you're going to pay $6.57. So obviously that has a good impact for both brands, of course, because Brewdog's still selling and people are still discovering Brewdog. Wetherspoons is still selling and still growing. But there are a big percentage of people, and I found that online, that blame the Wetherspoons for the closure of pubs in Britain, because obviously with this competitive price for them, other pubs can't cope, so they have no option rather than close doors.
Yes, I agree. I think they're growing too fast, like really, really quick, because of their simple decorum, a certain aesthetic, and their affordable pricing. I think with these 3 reasons, because we say that it was born in 1979, and I think it's, as we said, that it's a fairly new brand. It's not that old brand, but I think it also comes from a certain the background of the founder. When we say that why the affordability or why the connection of anyone can just easy accessibility, basically. So I think it comes from his background, because as we speak of Tim Martin, he was a former journalist with a strong work ethic, and he had only one vision, which was affordable pubs. And it was the vision and the desire was so strong. And interesting fact though, but the Wetherspoons is named after his professor.
Yes. Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, his professor who doubted Tim Martin and his work. And yes, he named Wetherspoons just on the person who has doubted him. So I think he's quite there. Yeah,
I wonder if ever Wetherspoons have the professor photo, right? And if they ever go, they charge him extra for that. I would. Yeah, it is an incredible kind of vision, and the vision is consistent on the brand, because it's affordable. It is affordable. You go there, you have these deals. They're gonna cost you £12 for a drink and a main meal, if you like.
Yes.
So it is great. When you look at the target audience, I think you can split them into 2. You can have a core audience and a secondary audience. So when you talk about the core, we're looking about adults looking for an affordable meal, affordable entertaining evening with friends and family. And when you look on the second target audience, then you have the families, you have a sports fan, because Wetherspoons always broadcast sports. You go and you might see a horse race or a greyhound race or any kind of sport. And there's a big percentage of old adults, mature consumers. They go, again, because it's affordable, so they are retired, they can afford pint without breaking their pension, their bank.
Right.
Where if you transform that audience into a more high-end restaurant pub, they can't. They're not going to be able to enjoy themselves or go out. So Wetherspoons plays an important part, in the entertaining of the mature audience as well. Right.
I think I agree with you, Andre, because they're online and offline audience, as we speak about. Because you're also in Whitley Bay, I see a lot of people who have already retired in Wetherspoons, because they just come in for 1 pint, and and as you said that it's affordable, it's not going to break their bank.
Yeah.
So I think that's where you connect. But when you see as a young audience, like for example, we are a young audience and we go to Wetherspoons, but for us it's also important as do they have an Instagram channel? or do they have a YouTube channel? That's what we keep thinking about. Where can we follow them? Where can we see what they do? So I think even there, they are ahead a bit, and their YouTube strategy is very different than their Instagram strategy, because there are so many reviews and so many testimonials about what Wetherspoon is, how they enjoy. And the different thing is they also take into account the reviews of the retired people.
Yeah, brilliant.
As to what they feel. So that was really new for me, because in for example, especially the age group of 18 to 30, 35, that crowd, they will look at the social media.
Yeah.
But when they see these reviews, they go like, oh my God, okay, wow. Also, these people are coming here. So, that means it's that affordable.
Yeah.
So you get a certain validation, because their Instagram is filled with memes in and out. So you get a certain validation in some way of everything. I think we have covered a theory here already. It's called the norm of reciprocity. It's a theory where people feel obligated to return a favor. Mm-hmm. So when we say that the second target audience is the people who have already retired or after a certain age group, the senior citizens, as we can speak, they keep thinking that Wetherspoon is doing a favor to them by giving them affordability. So they are trying to return that favor by going to Wetherspoons every other night, or, being the loyal customer in one sense and returning that favor back by purchasing that from them. So this is a very interesting concept, the norm of reciprocity, where you reciprocate in some way.
Yeah, and they do. Yeah, we can see that. And they keep coming back, because if you walk to a Wetherspoon, you're going to see the same crowd pretty much every week, day after day. Yeah. So they have a super loyal customer base as well. The price tag helps, obviously, to welcome more people. But there has to be something there, rather than the price, that they keep coming back. They feel welcomed. They feel they can talk to the waiter. They feel they can connect with the staff.
Right.
Rather than going to a flash pub where there's no connection with them. There's no relate. They can't relate to anything, because it's a completely different world. So with the Wetherspoons, they can. That's why they keep coming back.
Yeah, I do feel. Do you think, Andre, they lack a tad bit in sustainability? Like, I've whatever I read, or I think they focus more on the accessibility or the affordability, and not more on that kind of sustainability factor.
No, I agree. Because often when we look a brand, especially on the food industry or the beverage industry, right? They try to source ethically, or they try to give it back to the nature. And I do think Wetherspoon could kind of bring more of that to the company, to the brand. Right.
Because I've heard that they're into water conservation, but there's a tad bit of lack of transparency. Mm-hmm. So it's not, the vision in terms of sustainability is not that clearer. As a consumer, you don't actually know, or as a marketer also, you don't quite understand the communication that's going on in terms of the CSR activity.
Yeah, and we as a marketer know how important that is for the brand.
Exactly.
How important it is to scream and shout and be there and tell people what you're doing and how you're doing and the benefits and the results.
Yeah. Yes. Because they have too many branches. Like, as you said, the first Wetherspoons that you went was really small. So there's a small Wetherspoon and there's a huge Wetherspoon. Like the Wetherspoons in Whitley Bay is very, very large. It's huge. Mm-hmm. So you don't even know how many people they can accommodate there. It's that huge, with like game screens and everything. But they're growing at this rapid stage. So if you're going at this rapid stage, it's extremely important to be clearer about your, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking here, because when you look from a marketing perspective, right, you look the strengths of the company, and you have to do the competitive price strategy. It is a strength. The consistent brand throughout the pubs and the pub experience. even though some people might say it's not great experience, but it is throughout any Wetherspoons you go, you have the same experience.
True.
And do you know there's an Instagram account that only posts photos of the Wetherspoons carpet?
Is it?
Yep, because they do this kind of try to find every Wetherspoons with different carpet and different. It is sometimes quite interesting, I would say. Not the best carpet out there. I wouldn't have in my house, but it's just interesting how, and that became a secondary brand for the Wetherspoons. The carpet. You are in a Wetherspoon just by the carpet and sometimes by the smell of the carpet. But it's part of the experience, positive or not, it's part of the experience.
I agree. Nice one though.
Yeah, and in the extensive network of pubs, there's a big strength. When you have 800 plus pubs, that shows a strength. But then on the other side, like you pointed out already, you have the quality sometimes of the food might be might be a weakness point.
Right.
You have the perception of, okay, I'm paying cheap. I'm not going to have my standards that high, but sometimes it doesn't even reach the bare minimum kind of expectations. And unfortunately, sometimes when you target the budget clientele, and because the drinks are cheap, that can generate a little bit of a unwelcoming atmosphere, because we know when people drink, they get drunk, and that can escalate quite quick sometimes, especially when there's a match on the TV. Right. So the Wetherspoons is also, when you are in the pub or when you look online, that kind of atmosphere can be a bit of a weakness for the company. Agreed.
Well, very, very well pointed. I think it was on point. Yes, it's a weakness, and that can actually be their opportunity as well. Their weaknesses can be turned into their opportunities. So their menu right now is vast. They have a vast menu, but if it all you can narrow down that menu into something that can be just Wetherspoon specials.
Yeah.
For example, a chef special, or if because it's known for its fast food, it's known for its like finger food, like it comes on the go. So as we talked about the other day, the pizzas. So if they only target on certain aspect of their food and not a wide range of food, maybe that can help them develop that quality as well, in one sense or the other. Opportunities is also, as we spoke about, largely of the CSR. They can do a lot more and start like slow. So, for example, if they're talking about water conservation, that they can have like low tap flows or something like that, just to begin with. Just start short and then maybe try and build up in the opportunity. Or they are known for their wooden bricks. So how can even that decorum, the entire Wetherspoons decorum, can also be targeted sustainably. Yeah. Sorry. And yes, but I do feel, Andre, that one of the threat is the changing food habits, the changing drinking habits. That is a huge threat, I think, for Wetherspoons, because as we speak, again, let's look at the number. It's 814. That is their branch. That is the amount of pubs that they own. So that if the food habits change, then it won't take a second for everything to go around. So before that, they can take that into account as well. Then if yes, they're looking at affordability, but again, a continuous check at whether do they still want to do the skimming pricing, or do they want to change into a penetration pricing. Not all spirits and all wines can be affordable, but if you keep a premium range of something, then that can add up into something. So just like these little things.
Yeah.
And more on like they can speak about the Wetherspoons story, because they do speak with their frames and everything, which are kept along the pub, I think. But if they speak more, the branding and communication can be aligned.
Yeah, they can. And with that, obviously, you can improve your online reputation, because they need to. That's something they have to increase and invest some time. It's to improve the online reputation. And I would love to have Wetherspoons merchandise.
Ah, nice one.
I would. You see that happening often and time again with different brands like Lidl, Aldi. This kind of unexpected brands that they create merchandise. I think would be a big hit if Wetherspoon create, hats and socks and things that you can just have a laugh and you generally like the brand. It would be a great souvenir.
Oh wow! And you wear that and you come to the pub.
Something similar to the Hard Hop Cafe. You could have Wetherspoons. I think there's a great shot for them to, again, you could have personalized for the pub. You can create a product range or a line or collection. It's endless. When you have 814 pubs, the options are endless.
I agree. I think they already have a lot of systems. I think they do have like loyalty programs and everything where, you get rewards and regardless of your actual monetary value, you possess the reward system that you have got.
Yeah.
So I think they're already into that, but and the merchandise can just escalate that.
And did you know you could get married in a Wetherspoon pub?
Okay, I am redoing that.
They stopped, unfortunately, in 23 last year. But yeah, so you could get married in a Wetherspoon. That could be your marriage. Yeah, that would be awesome. Imagine.
Oh my god.
Such a shame.
Imagine like getting married and popping the champagne right away. Yeah.
That's something really interesting. I didn't know about that. And I was like, damn. Brent should be a bit quicker proposing. Now it's too late.
Amazing. I think they do. I think I already learned this theory called the possession utility effect, where you're getting like rewarded every time. Like this, getting married is again a reward. Having a loyalty program is a reward. Affordability is a reward. So targeting that utility factor is everywhere. No better theory. I think no better brand than Wetherspoons to implement this theory.
Yeah. No, you're right. I would love to see how Wetherspoon carries on over the next few years, because the purchase is changing, the decision is changing towards alcohol. People are more conscious. People are trying, for many reasons, health one, to drive away from beer.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see how the beer industry carries on for the next few years.
Exactly. Can't wait. I think we'll, as we have spoken about Wetherspoons and Brewdog separately, it's going to be interesting to notice their further upgradations about everything.
I agree.
Nice. So I think we have reached the end of Wetherspoons episode. We really hope you like, share, subscribe, and comment. If you have any suggestions with any brand or any advert that you'd like us to talk about, and we would love to have that with us. Thank you again, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you. Now we're off to the Wetherspoons.